Hello, my name is Stefanie and I graduated the IB Diploma 2018 with a 7 in visual art. Throughout the 2 years I acquired valuable skills to achieve exactly that. My school offered a good amount of support, however I would have liked a guide to mentor me more exclusively. After the feedback I received from you in the last video, I noticed that this desire is shared. I received numerous messages which I am very grateful for. I tried my best to get back to everyone. However, to support increasing demand, I now offer private tutoring based on your needs and designed specifically for you to avoid confusion, receive guidance and ultimately save time. Specialized in IB Visual Arts as I received a 7 for the exhibition, for the portfolio, as well as almost full marks for my comparative study. And I'm familiar with the program and the requirements. I already successfully provided guidance to help students even go from a 3 to a 7 in the portfolio within 2 weeks. Through online tutoring we are flexible with time to make it fit to your schedule. So regardless if you need help for your portfolio or your comparative study or the exhibition, we will have an initial consultation first. So in advance we'll have a free session on the phone or via Skype to identify your requirements, so which area you need help with, your expectations and ambitions, to ensure I provide you with the right support. So if you need help with the IB diploma to achieve your goals, need direction, feedback or certain questions answered specifically related to your work, contact me via this email. The email is also down in the description. With the request I will reach back to you as soon as possible so we can discuss further. Already the demand is so high and I can only give support to a limited amount of ambitious students. If your request is urgent, you are most likely to get one of the last free spots. Just reach out, and without further ado, let's get to the video.
I hope you're doing well. In this video I will be recreating one of my comparative studies slides that I thought was representative using the programs PowerPoint and Google Slides. Here is the page for my comparative study. It has text, it has shapes, it has frames, and I will try to recreate it. Both PowerPoint and slides are fairly similar, the features that they offer. However, Google Slides is online based, which has the advantage that you can work on it from multiple devices, while PowerPoint is on your computer. I already opened this slide site. In order to use slides, you need a Google account. Luckily, when I was in school, I had one created already by my teachers. So we were able to use all of the software, and our teachers could easily annotate our written works, and we used it as our online classroom. So we will start with this new page, and I won't select any theme. However, you have the option, if you like certain fonts, then you can just add one of those themes. But we will start from scratch. In PowerPoint we also have the option to add themes, so you can just click on them and then the fonts will adjust, the background will adjust, but we won't need that for now as well. So I will also erase all of the text boxes. I removed the speaker notes. This is just for your orientation. When you create multiple slides, you can then see on which one you are. You can also rearrange all of those. This video really is about me walking you through recreating this slide and how to make text boxes, how to lay out the page with visuals supporting the main body of text while still having it visually appealing and legible. The page I will be recreating is about the analysis and evaluation of cultural significance, which is targeting criteria C from the official IB Visual Arts external assessment criteria for the comparative study. I have my supporting photographs over here in the right. I have my text and I have the basic structure that I want to accomplish. So in the first step we will just delete all the existing text boxes so we can have a plain canvas. And I will start by drawing a text box for our artist one name. In the beginning we won't care so much about the font, the style, the color. We will start with the basic layout and can adjust later when some of the information and the structure is already there. I will select all of it, make it bold, like so. Then I will add another text box below for the title, which is the context and influences on the artist and his work. And I will just copy that and paste it over here. Next, we will create another text box for the context, about a specific context in which this work was created, such as the cultural, socio-political and historical significance. I will start off with the title. We'll just put context here, again select it, make it bold, and then just copy the text that I want, copy and paste. By using slides, we will come across the problem that we can't have two columns, so we will just walk around that by copying our text and inserting a table with two columns. With using Photoshop, you can actually create columns, even in Word or Google Docs you can create columns. However, in slides it isn't possible, at least as far as I am concerned. And then you just paste your text again. When you want to create columns in PowerPoint, you just select the relevant text, and then up here you have the option to include columns. So we'll set it to 2 columns, and as you will see, it will divide the text into 2 even columns. You can also adjust the width of each, and you can directly adjust the spacing. And you're way more flexible, it's easier, and most importantly, faster. If you have weird spacing, just select all, and then go to Format Options, go to Text Fitting, and have for padding, I will say 0.1. The next step, we will change the spacing between the lines. We will set it to single, and then you will just delete those spaces. To adjust the space between the lines in PowerPoint, you can just select your text again and go to the line spacing over here and set it to 1, or even custom your line spacing. Then of course we have to decrease the size as well. To avoid it looking too cluttered, you can just select and then go to the column tab and click on more columns, and then change the distance between the columns. We will try 1 and see how it looks. If that was too much, maybe 0.3. Select all here and see when you go to the first line. In my case, it was just because of the format I had my text in. If you write the text immediately into slides, you won't come across this problem. For me, I just have to click here, select, go to line spacing, custom spacing, and set that to 0. So I have it start exactly where the border begins. So then I will select my text, change the size, change it down to 11 is still too big. I would say 8 for now. It has to be legible. And now we come across this problem that it still doesn't fit. So I will just copy the part that is too much, copy and paste it to the other side, and select all again, set it to fit, like so. And now it's about playing a little with the formatting. You can emphasize important words or dates just to make the text more interactive, and then just see where you can cut it off, copy it and paste it to the other side. That process is indeed time consuming. However, if you want to achieve this look, with a little practice we can get there as well. And I will play around a little. When you deselect it, you see that there is a frame around it. In order to remove it, you just click on it, go to border and select transparent. And now we removed this border. To change the border color of this text box, you just double click the text box, and then this window will appear and it will say filling and line, and then you will click on line, you can change it change it to whatever color you like. I want mine to be transparent, so I will select no line, like so. Just make it fit to your page depending on how much you wrote about the context. And you cannot forget that your analysis is the most important part. You can just view a nice layout as cherry on the cake. So I am very satisfied with the layout now. I like the spacing, and the next thing I'm going to do is drawing a line to separate the context and the influences that went into the creation of the artwork, and then I just click and pull it down to create a line. I know some steps are self-explanatory, however this is an in-depth walkthrough. If you know how the rabbit runs, just skip to the last part. I just want to help the people that are overwhelmed with the amount of information that they have to process and the ideas that they have, and to use all this information to create slides that are strong in their message and are powerful communicators. So then I got my visual divider. If you're not satisfied with the font, then again, change it. I like the Arial font, it's very neutral and very legible. I will just set that to red as well. It of course depends on the works you chose. I will set that size to probably 22 is fine. Introduce the line spacing. Custom spacing 0.8 roughly. Yeah, I like that. Then we will get to the right side of the page. And very central to the page, I included the basis of my work. The first piece of artwork that I chose for my comparative study. And I will just copy that and paste it over here. For this case study, I chose this thumb painting of a woman with offerings, and it's exhibited in the Brooklyn Museum, like all of the images and visuals I will be using for this video. You just see the woman kneeling over there. It's actually Egyptian and it's online. I will just place that over here very central, because that should be the focus for the written work. It should be centrally about the artwork and influences that went into creating it. So I have it here. Of course we cannot forget to source it, so I will create another text box and then just copy the source I got it from. I don't have it in the right format yet, so I will just select it, set the size to, let's try 7. Maybe that's too big. Set it to 5 and change the color so it doesn't distract from the actual piece of art. And I will set it to a gray tone and leave it at this. Don't forget to include the title, the artist, the source you got it from, the time it was painted in, and of course in the format of sourcing your school chose. My school chose the MLA format. There are multiple websites that help you to do that. Once you're happy with that, I will create another text box using slides. It's very helpful. It makes it very easy to rearrange all of the elements that you include on your site. You don't have to worry about any borders, and you can easily change the order of things. And when you go to arrange order, for example, send it to the back, that is very easy. So this is the title for this page. I will just select it, change the text color to white and turn on the highlights and set that to black, because it adds a nice contrast. Like so. Make it bold again. So it's very easy for the examiner to see what this page is about. So maybe decrease in size a little. In PowerPoint, you also just select the text, go to highlights, and choose the color that you would like. And I will change the text color to white as well. And start with the first influence that you found, that you researched. For that I will, you guessed it, draw another text box, like so. However, but this time I will make the line black, so that I have a frame for my text. And then you just copy your text or you write it directly into this field. paste it. The text size is now 7 and the color is black, and I'm very satisfied with it. So depending on how much content you have, just alter the text box, change the size, change the line spacing, change the letter spacing, just play around with it. And I actually don't like the look of too much space between the text and the border, so I will select it, go to Format Options and change the padding to 0.1. Like so. Next I will add another text box for the name of my first influence. Then I will select it and change the border color to black again. Select the text, go to bold, and I would actually like to have this word in capital letters. So instead of activating caps lock on my keyboard, I can just easily go on to Format, go down to Text, then Capitalization and select uppercase. So now I have it in uppercase. I will again change the padding here. This is time consuming, you don't have to do it. However, I just like the look of it. I would like my title to be size 11. I think that would look just right. In PowerPoint, you also just select the text. Then underneath the text size option, you click on capital letters and small letters, and then you select capital letters. To change the spacing between the line and the text, you double click on the border. Then you go to Form option and click on Size and Characteristics. Then you can adjust the position and the size, and relevant part is the text field, and you can just change the spacing. I will go with 0.1. Just find a space for it. Perhaps move this around a little. As you can see, it's very easy. I have visuals supporting my body of text, and so I will just change the size. In this case as well, we need the source. I will just copy that text box and the same text style and paste it over here. Then select all of it, go to my documents, copy the source, and then paste it without formatting, and it will then change your text size into the same format you already had for your other piece. So we just click that, paste it, and here we go. Otherwise we will have to manually adjust the size again, perhaps even the font. The surface on the PowerPoint is faster and it's easier to work with it. The workflow is faster and you have more options. You can just use your trackpad to zoom in and out. Easy and intuitive to remove all the elements that could distract you. Using slides is more time consuming. In PowerPoint you also have way more options regarding your photos or your visuals. When you double click on them, you can even remove the background. Let's try it for this black one. Here it will select it and you can go in for the details for the borders and then just click enter and it will remove it, which is really handy, especially when you are creating your process portfolio, as you can see, and the image quality is way higher. To create an arrow in PowerPoint, you just click on shapes and then select the arrow. Make sure that those pieces of information are not just floating around. I will draw an arrow. For that I will click on this curve. You can also go to, I think, insert and then draw an arrow. And I will just click on it, pull it upwards and then go to the left, like so. And I will double click on the end just to communicate to the program that this line is finishing there. Then over here at the top you can change the ends of the arrow. I will just put an arrow here. Yeah, then of course you can change the size, you can change the width, the line weight, and I will put that to 2 just so that you can see it better. And now this all belongs together. If you need help with what information to include on your slides, you can always reach out to me. My contact email address is in the information box below the video, and I hope to support you to bring some more clarity into your approach. For the next pieces of content, I will just copy that text box again, paste it for how many times you need it, then just copy my text. I go to edit, then paste without formatting, and here you have it. Once I'm satisfied, I will also just copy the title box, paste it multiple times. You don't have to draw the text box out again each time. And just insert my content. And for the arrow, you can either draw a new one or just copy the existing one and adjust it. For my visuals this time, I have this illustration of the map of ancient Egypt, photograph of the pyramid, and a coffin and cover of Princess Maye. I thought it would fit thematically and of course had an influence on our imaginary artist. Adjust the sizing. You can always crop some images. To change the size of a photo in PowerPoint, you just click on it and then go to crop. And then you can crop it. And don't forget the source, just copy the source box, paste it again, and paste your new text. To point exactly at a certain area on your painting, I will just draw a shape, the circle, and change the filling to transparent and the border to whichever color you want. Make the line thicker, and to link it with the relative text, I will draw another text box, write a quote or statement in the same color as the line itself. Another way to point out a certain area on the painting itself is again by just drawing a circle. You can just copy the previous one, adjusting the size, maybe use a different color. In order to differentiate between those two, I will just add another text box and include either a number or, for example, the letter A here. Select it, set it to red, and change the highlight to white. For my text, I will just copy this, paste it here, just the same style, like so. And I will just move this text box to the important part and include the last supporting visual, which is this blue painted vase with a March scene, like so, just as we see it on the painting here. I will put this over here, copy my source. I always have to remember to not make the supporting photos and the text too small, so it's still legible. Once all information is on, it is about adjusting the sizes how you like it. A very big advantage of using slides is that it is always saved, and you can also open it on your tablet or on your computer, while it doesn't take up any physical space, which can get fairly large as all of those files really add up. And once you're happy with your layout, make sure the page tells a story and is built upon one another. So once you're done and satisfied, you can finally export it, and for that you just click on File, go on Download. Then you can also download it as a PowerPoint to continue working on PowerPoint, for example to do the columns, or I would recommend you to export it as a PDF or PNG, preferably PDF. It will then just download. And here we go. This is the final product of this artist page in Photoshop. And to export it, we will just click on the Save button and we can export it as a PDF down here. You can just click it, export. So it's not a matter of program to create nice layouts. Thank you for watching. If this video was of any help for you, let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one where I will be testing more programs. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. I wish you all the best for your comparative study. Don't give up, don't lose hope. You can always reach out.